Okay, GM. The experiment I was going to do, I'm now not going to do. I saw this about multi-bit, that Binance were testing multi-bit deposits, which would mean obviously that they're close to listing it. But it doesn't look like it because somebody had deposited multi-bit into Binance. So if you deposit a token into an exchange that doesn't support it, the exchange will send it back to you, at least Binance does. And someone had sent money in 4 days ago and it wasn't sent back. Normally Binance sends it back much quicker, but that did get sent back. I checked Arkham and you can see this is interesting, even though this hasn't, worked, and I don't think is I think it indicates there's no Binance listing like imminent. But what you can do is you can go onto Arkham, which is like a blockchain blockchain scanner. Type in Binance, go to transactions, go to token, filter whatever shitcoin you want, and you'll see. So you can see multi-bit here. There's been a bunch of transactions. So these 5 were deposits. And so a few weeks ago, people were like, oh, is that Binance? Because what Binance will do is they'll test themselves, right? They'll deposit some, test transactions, make sure that the deposit wallet's working. And so people thought, is that a sign that Binance are testing it? But then, as you can see, it all got sent back right away within a few days. And so it would probably indicate that nothing was really happening there. That's just people, because anyone can do it. Like you and me, we can just deposit. You can go to your Binance account, go to your Ethereum deposit, ERC20 deposit, and just deposit multi-bit. If it's an ERC20 token, it'll send. It won't show up on Binance Exchange because they don't support that token, but they will send it back to you. And so anyway, this happened again 2 weeks ago, got sent back. It happened a week ago, and people got excited because it didn't get sent back for several days, but it did get sent back. So it doesn't seem like there's a multi-bit listing coming imminently for Binance. I do think though, multi-bit will get listed on Binance. It's been rumored and talked about and on and off, and Binance are starting to support more and more BRC20 tokens. Like if you look at it here, they have, if you look at BRC20 category, right, they've already listed ordinals. As you can see, if you scroll down, Binance, they've already listed sats. If you scroll down, I believe, Binance perpetuals, they have listed sats, but I think it's 1,000 sats rather than sats. It's just like the smaller contract. But they have listed sats. I don't know if they've done other ones though. How many others? They don't have track. But multi-bit's the third biggest. And so it depends for me whether they're going to start listing more BRC20s. I don't know. I think they will. Multibit is currently moving well. It's having a strong couple days. It's holding that 50. And I'm waiting to see, it's breaking this down trend line. I'm waiting to see, can it flip the bands back into an uptrend. So I have no reason to cut my multi-bit yet. I will cut it if I think that this BRC20 narrative is tired out. I don't know though. I think a lot of things I'm seeing are exactly what I would want to see, right? Where you've got declining volume after a big run up. So you can see here, nice strong run up, sideways correction, or not sideways, sorry, downward correction, sell off, multiple legs down, push down, push down, push down, into the 50 EMA, holding at that, volume declining all the way, indicating obviously a lack of selling interest as we decline. And so from that perspective, it seems like it's cooling off nicely and ready to go for potentially another run. I don't know. We'll see. What I'm waiting to see is I'm not holding out for a Binance listing, because the other thing that a lot of people are talking about this, but Binance will only list coins that have high volume and a lot of interest. They're not in the business of listing coins that don't get traded. So it kind of has to go the other way around, where multibit needs to go up, and basically BRC20s as a whole, they need to go up again and pump. which will then make people interested, which will then mean that Binance, prioritizes listing some of those tokens again. That would be the way it would go. And so that's why I keep a close eye on Ordi, which is the biggest. And Ordi is holding up nicely. It's had now, 1, 2, 3, like 4 different attempts to break below this level. Keeps popping back up, back up, and holding at the daily bands, the daily trend. So from that perspective, I think Ordi looks fine. I think Ordi can go higher. And so if Ordi goes up and breaks out and makes new highs, let's just look here. So you can see if I take these off, it's also holding its 4-hour trend all the way. Right, so the 4-hour trend hasn't broken. Every time it goes below the 50, 100, and 200, it keeps going down, but bouncing. That's not an indication of a weak trend. So Ordi, I think, is going to go for another breakout at some point. And if it goes for another breakout, it'll lift the BRC20 narrative again. It'll get people excited, get them hype. And so I think then in the next week or two, you could see more progression where multi-bit starts to climb up and then push towards a Binance listing. I don't know if or when that'll happen, but no price target for me. If it gets on Binance, I'm out. That's the trade. So that's multi-bit. This trade of the day is a portfolio update. So I have multi-bit, and that's why I'm still holding. I will cut it if I think the narrative is dead, but I think there's still life in it. Unibot is my bet for Ethereum shitcoins. I bought Unibot at 80. It's now at 89. Woo. Aren't I a fucking genius? It's up a massive 11%. But trolling aside, this is a really nice bottoming pattern. Right, nice rounded bottom. Push into the lows. Sideways, forming a box. Wherever you want to draw it from. Regardless, if you draw it just down at the lows like it was here, it kind of makes more sense to me from its last leg down, because that was resistance. It's now low time frame flipping it to support, as you can see here. And seems like Unibot is finally ready to run. That's really encouraging because it's went sideways for 150 days. So what's that? 5 months? And easily should be time for it to run up. Why Unibot? I've talked about this. Unibot is a Telegram bot for shitcoin trading. I don't trade shitcoins. I don't fuck around with all that, really. It's not my game. I've done it in the past. It's just not my game, right? So what matters for Unibot? Unibot will go up if people are using Unibot, because there's more interest, there's more people using the app, using the bot, and then that means there's more fees accruing to the protocol, but also just more people have their eyes on it and they're going to buy the token. That is going to be directly correlated to shitcoining on Ethereum, right? Everyone's been shitcoining on Solana, but I've been keeping an eye on Ethereum. How is the shitcoin ecosystem going? Are people abandoning all these other chains? Because people were doing shitcoins on Sei and Avalanche and Arbitrum and Polygon and fucking Base, right? People were shitcoining all over the place. But Ethereum's the king of smart contracts. Solana shitcoins will continue, no doubt. Solana has a real community. But all this Arbitrum and Sei and fucking Polygon, that's just people running in, grabbing some money, getting out. If anyone thinks they're still going to keep fucking shitcoining on Sei, it's going to be just you and one other person stealing your money. So, Ethereum is what matters. And if I look at Ethereum, the best way for me to know whether I should keep holding my Unibot bag is to look through the Ethereum shitcoins. And I like what I see. I see some absolute fucking trash going insanely parabolic. This is perfect. This fucking troll thing is up from... like, it doesn't even have... I can't even... It's not even got percentages on it. What the fuck? How much is this thing up? This thing's up 100x in 2 days. 1, 2, 3, in 4 days. So, shitcoins are back. Milk. Don't know what milk does. Is that the Illumicati? Oh my god, total trash. Very good. But this Douglas Adams, I know it's been pumping, right? Just total nonsense meme coins. Restake, obviously. the restaking narrative has been going well. These are like consolidating. It's looking like it's setting up a nice breakout. I actually quite like restake as a trade itself, just a short-term trade. If it can break out of this downtrend line, this is not in my portfolio by the way, but just if it can break that downtrend line to make one more new high. What else? Kirby, right? Up. So what I'm seeing is shitcoins fucking up only. We have not seen this on Ethereum. Ethereum has not been doing this. Now Ethereum is having shitcoins go parabolic left, right, and center. This is just the start. This is just the start of the Ethereum shitcoin season. This is how it always starts. Random stuff goes 100x in 3 days. That's the best advertisement. People say, oh, shitcoining and Ethereum's back. Cool. Let me get onto Unibot. Let me start YOLOing into these again. Right? And so you're just going to see Ethereum, because Ethereum has come to life, you're going to see this grow and grow and grow. And for me, again, I don't do this. I don't go through these coins every day. I'm not a gambler who just wants to buy a bit of fucking Zuzalu and hope it goes up. That's for other people to do. That's generally something to do. I don't know who does it, but it's not for me. But, so I want to buy the thing that will get me exposure to that, which is Unibot. Right? And so Unibot, I think, can make a new all-time high. For sure. If we get an ETH shitcoin season coming up after a 5-month cool-off, I think Unibot can go to a new high, which 150% from here, and then we'll see where it goes. Obviously, most of these coins, when they make new highs, should go even way beyond that, but we'll see. That's my exposure there. So I've got Multibit, I've got Unibot, I've still got Pepe. I'm just going to leave the Pepe. I'm not going to touch it because I think it'll just run at the end. It's not great, as in it's not moving much, but it's also not bad. It's just chopping around, holding at support. I bought at support, it ran up, it's come back, same thing. Is it going to hit support again? Maybe it hits support again, maybe it sweeps it out, maybe it goes sideways and then it just starts to go. I do still think that Pepe has a big run, and the more people give up on it, generally the better. It'll eventually go. So those are the shit coins. Obviously I've got a cash, so I'll do a quick update on that. A cash, if the weekly closes around here, is just fucking perfect. Looks perfect for me. This is a cash against Bitcoin. Its highest weekly close before the breakdown in January. It's broken out from that. It broke out from last week's high as well. Closed above it on the weekly, and it looks like it's going to close around it above it again. No weakness from a cash against Bitcoin. And obviously on the USD chart, still looks great. So for me, a cash is just sort of cooling off there. No change really. I think it's just going to grind higher and higher and higher and eventually have a bigger push. If it doesn't, the first warning sign for me will be losing the daily trend. So there is a chance that this is... So basically, the way these go is typically they have one more little dip down and take people out, and then they go on their final push, right? Or if the whole momentum is just lost, then it will just lose the daily and then start to trend down. And at that point, you'll know that by when the daily bands go red, right? The daily bands currently are being defended every time. Every time it touches down below them, it pushes back up. So I see no weakness in the daily trend for AKT just yet. But of course, if the market broadly goes risk off, which I don't think it will because liquidity is rising, risk is on, I don't see any changes in that, then everything will be fine. And that's it. Probably have some other coins too. Well, obviously like Pepe coin, but I'm not trading that. I just hold a little bit. I sold most of it, and I'm just going to keep holding that. That's not active. I don't think that's going to do anything in the next few weeks. But my active trades at the moment is Unibot, Multibit. My plan though is to sell those soonish, like more so Multibit. If Multibit has a pump, I'm keen to get out of Multibit and move it over into some of these other stronger narratives. Like I want to kind of send stuff back to ETH pretty soon and just ride the ETH rally more, and Chainlink if it starts to build up ahead of steam. And then over the next over the next month, basically, over the next 3 or 4 weeks, my plan is to really consolidate So reduce the amount of coins. I don't want to hold 5 or 6. I want to get back down to just a cash and Bitcoin or ETH, really. And then reassess. Because I think eventually we're going to have a quiet period. And if you've got a quiet period, that's just when alts bleed and you'd rather be in a major. So anyway, that's it. Quick update. I've probably forgotten something, but it's not super important if I have forgotten it. And on Weekly Outlook, I'll talk a little bit about, portfolio plans. So what I plan to do regarding risk, the stage we're at in the trend, and when to de-risk. That's it. GM. Talk soon.